Mm. Hey there, YouTube. It is 11:33, the day after Thanksgiving. I feel absolutely friggin' awful right now, if I'm being honest. I am so tired. I am so unbelievably exhausted. I just got back from the internet store recently. Early November, I switched my cellular provider over to my internet provider, so they're like bundled together now. And when I did that, they sent me a new box for my internet, and I've had issues with my heat at my apartment. I don't put it on anymore because the thermostat's broken. So basically I switched the entire breaker panel, that section of the breaker panel that controls the heat. I switched that off, and that entire area I locked up in my apartment. And that's where my internet router, like my internet stuff, is too. So it's very difficult for me to get back there. I still remember the combination code to the lock, but I just try not, it's just a whole hassle to do stuff like that for me. So I returned the new internet box that they sent me before I got here. I'm at work right now. I'm about to sign in. It's been a while since I've done a Friday day shift here at the club that I work at, but I figured I would try to do it while I could, because, you know, it's slightly warmer, not warm by far, but it's slightly warmer than it has been here the past few days. The past few days has definitely been warmer than most of this month, earlier this month of November. So, you know, and we had some sun today, so I was like, all right, just get out, you know, do what you can. Went to Walmart earlier, and then I went to, the internet store. I was in the internet store for like 20 minutes, you know, just so exhausted, returning the internet box and all of that. But I think that went okay. I just really wanted to do that. You know, now it's been almost a month since I switched my phone over to them. So I wanted to try to do it before the 30-day mark, just to make sure my next bill coming up like is going to be how it's supposed to be, you know, with the new promotional plan that I'm on to get my bill lower, basically. So yeah, I've been meaning to do that pretty much the entire month since they sent me that box like weeks and weeks ago, earlier this month. And I just figured, okay, today might be a day that I'm able to do it. I got up very early. I took yesterday off for Thanksgiving, and I wasn't able to get out yesterday. You know, everything was closed, and I was trying to catch up on sleep and just started my period and all that. But I was able to chat with my mom and my gram a little bit and catch up on a little bit of sleep. But then me coming out today, I'm going on about 4 hours of sleep. I think I got up around like 5 o'clock this morning, and it took me 4 hours to get ready, which is really me just like guzzling warm liquids, trying to get my body somewhat warm enough to be able to go outside, unstack the ceiling high pile of boxes blocking my front door, like the barricade that I have in front of my door. One of which of those boxes was actually the box that I just returned with the new internet thing that I didn't want and just got rid of. So, oh, fun. But I really wanted to try to come into work today too, because my favorite manager is here today. And I used to do Friday day shifts a lot when I was, you know, able to. It's just so difficult for me to get up on time, like early enough in the day, since I've been doing a lot more night shifts lately. But so I worked last Wednesday night, and it's been a while since my favorite manager has been here on a Wednesday, but he was this past Wednesday. And I was saying, like in my last video, I think, that the shift before that on Tuesday, he wasn't there, and I was still able to do pretty good on stage and like get into that zone that I like to try to get into for my stages. So I was like, okay, great. It's so nice to remind myself that I'm able to still access that zone of my dancing even when he's not here doing the lights and the music and stuff. But then he was here the following shift this past Wednesday, and that shift was just so much better than like when he's not here. You know, like it's just a whole different level to where I was like, crap, you know, like it really is so much better when he's here, which I already know that, you know what I mean? Like, obviously I know that. That's why I talk about it all the time on here. But yeah, so I don't know, just with that in mind, and because the weather's been slightly better these past few days, I was like, well, I should just try to get out today, you know, before it really starts to snow and stuff, I guess, basically. And yeah, there was some sun earlier. Not much sun out right now. There's actually some really dark clouds now, but there was sun a little bit earlier when I first got out, so that was something. But yeah, so Wednesday, when my favorite manager was here, he wasn't here for the night shift. He was actually doing a day shift, but I came in at 4. So from 4 till about like 8 or 9, I think he was here. And when I first got here at 4, I actually ended up doing the first 3.5 hours of my shift on stage. And I didn't really take any breaks or get off the stage. Like, I just did like the first straight 3.5 hours up there. The only time that I walked off the stage momentarily, I like left my bag on the stage and I just kind of like hopped up in the DJ booth real quick to go on the computer and move other dancers around on the computer screen to where basically to keep myself on stage as long as possible. I pretty much know in my head most of the time like which dancers are most likely to want to go on stage and least likely to want to go on stage. So I put all the dancers that I knew probably wouldn't want to go on stage towards the top, and the couple really, like 2 of them that I thought probably would want to go on stage, I moved them towards the bottom to basically keep myself on stage as long as possible. And it worked because yeah, I was up there for like 3.5 hours, which was awesome. And literally directly after that, you guys, is when I started my period, like directly after I got off stage. So I guess I like shimmied it loose or whatever. Oh crap, I have notes with me today. And I had like a low-grade headache like it's funny because I actually had like, thankfully it wasn't like a bad headache, but it was like somewhat of a headache, like just like a mild period headache when I woke up that day in the afternoon and before I got to work. And after that 3.5 hours, and like after my period had started, I pretty much had that same headache come back for the rest of the shift, like for the night shift. The only time that I wasn't noticing the headache was those 3.5 hours when I was on stage. So that was kind of funny. But I'm proud of myself for being able to do that because yeah, I started my period directly after I got off the stage. And shortly after that, when I went back on stage later on, I did one of these things that I like to try to do sometimes where I go down into a middle split on the stage using just my leg and my ab muscles, like my core muscles, and not using my arms or my hands to reach down to the stage floor and like steady myself at all. So like basically hands free, just going down into a middle split. And normally that's something that I would never try to do on my period or like anytime around that time, like before my period, after my period, during it. Anytime around my period, I would just completely try to avoid doing that move or attempting to, but for whatever reason, I think I just wanted to try to believe that after the 3.5 hours of dancing on stage beforehand, I was like, well, hopefully my muscles are warmed up enough by now to where I can still try to do this. And I did do it. It was very painful. It always is though. It's never not painful doing that. But I did it. You know, I did it once, but I still did it. So that was nice. And yeah, I wanted to think, you know, being the day before Thanksgiving, that the club would be a little busier. Maybe some people would be out wanting to have some fun before the family time. And it definitely was busier than it normally is. But that's kind of funny because even with that being the case, the earlier afternoon shift when my favorite manager was here. That part was actually so much better for me than the rest of the night, even though the rest of the night was much busier. It was almost, there were times for the night shift where it was almost like a weekend kind of night, like a Friday or Saturday, which I haven't done in a while, and I normally don't do those kind of shifts anymore just because they're like too much for me, just being honest. But I don't know, there were also so many other dancers there that basically like the best times, the prime time to be on stage when all the other people in the crowd were at the stage tipping and stuff, I didn't even really get to go on at that time anyways, because my turn in line to go on stage was just like so long down the list. There were just so many other dancers at that point that I really didn't even get to go on the stage for the good times when they were tipping. So that's pretty typical for me. Like that usually ends up being the case and ends up happening for me, like just with my luck or how the DJ ends up doing things. That just happens all the time for me. So whatever. I'm used to it, you know. Didn't really make much money, used to that, whatever. But I did go out to Walmart earlier today before I went to the internet store, and I tried to treat myself a little bit. I got a couple of the Liquid IV packets. Those things are so freaking expensive. I would normally never try to, or never be, you know, willing to spend the money on that kind of thing. Like I tell myself like, oh, it's just like sugar and a couple vitamins really. Like it's not anything that special, but I don't know. I remember I had one of those recently that I found here at the club for free that somebody had left. I tried those recently and I did feel pretty good those times. So I don't know if that was just a coincidence or not, but I don't know. I just wanted to like, I guess try to treat myself a little bit today, treat myself since, I don't know, like my period or whatever it was. But also I found a really like yummy looking flavor. It's like, I think blue cotton candy. I got 2 of them actually. So literally $20 on, and there's only 6 packets in the boxes. So they're like $9 each for 6 packets. And it really is pretty much just sugar and a few vitamins. It's not even like a lot of vitamins, but where are they? Oh, okay, where are they? Okay. So yeah, I got blue cotton candy. My face is so red right now. It is warmer today and I'm still really bundled up. I don't know, it's also windy, so I thought it was gonna be, I thought I was gonna feel, I'm so cold when I leave my apartment. When the weather's like this, it's actually colder in my apartment than it is outside. Which is crazy. So yeah, I got the blue cotton candy and the watermelon. So I've never tried these flavors. Like I said, I usually don't get stuff like this. It's too expensive for me, but I haven't tried these flavors, but I guess I'll try them soon. And maybe be able to report back on those later on at some point. Oh, but yeah, it's like finally having people here at the club this past Wednesday. Thankfully, that definitely was a lot better than the Wednesday before that. The Wednesday before this past Wednesday, that was like one of the worst shifts ever. Just so many dancers and nobody here for customers. Whereas this Wednesday, there were still a lot of dancers, but there were also at least, you know, actually customers and people here too. So just seeing more than like 1 or 2 guys in there at a time was like, oh my gosh, it's like a Thanksgiving miracle. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I could, because that's kind of what I was hoping for, you know, with the holiday being the next day and everything. But I mean, most of the time when I'm here, there's like never anybody here. And like right now, there's, other than my car and the manager's truck parked next to me, there's 1 other car in the parking lot. And they're parked way off to the side to where it looks like they're probably just somebody that had left their car here from like some other time, possibly. I can't really see in there too well or at all, but I just have a feeling that no one's in. Oh wait, somebody's pulling in now. There's nobody here, basically, it looks like. But yeah, that's very normal. That's very, oh wait, the car that just pulled in is pulling out. They were just turning around, I guess. Yeah, they're literally going back out the parking lot. So this should be an interesting shift. It sucks because we do pay to work here. So it's like, I just know that I really hope I don't have to stay until the night shift just to make back my $8 promotional fee that I pay. But I can definitely see that probably happening, unfortunately. Like, I used to be able, before they implemented that secondary payment that we have to do, I used to be able to just come in and do a day shift just to get a good workout and not have to worry about making money or, you know, paying to work here as much. And because again, it's a day shift, there's nobody here. Like, and even the guys that are here don't tip me. Like, I don't make money here, yada, yada. I pretty much just work here for the workout. You know, it's great exercise and I need that at my age and, you know, with hypothyroidism and just stuff like that. So it used to be really amazing just not to, just being able to come in just and get a good workout and just socialize a bit or try to. And yeah, it's like now it's like I'm gonna probably be here well into the late night hours, which I don't want to do, you know, because they smoke the place out with the stuff that I'm allergic to for the night shifts, well, the weekend night shifts anyways, like Friday and Saturday nights especially. I'm so allergic to that stuff. I can't breathe, I can't see, it's just awful, and I really don't want to have to stay for the night shift tonight. I mean, maybe it'll be okay because I think it's like Black Friday or whatever they call it, but I don't know. I thought it was actually going to be busier with like the traffic and the people at Walmart earlier with that because of like the Black Friday deals or whatever it is they usually do for that. But I mean, the traffic actually wasn't that bad and Walmart wasn't as busy as I thought it was going to be. And I really didn't see a whole lot of like Black Friday deals in there. Granted, I wasn't looking for that kind of thing because I didn't want to like have to spend money that I don't like for stuff that I don't really need. Other than the liquid IVs, I guess, but that's like for a purpose too. But yeah, it was definitely less busy than I thought it might be. But I also was kind of hoping like maybe at the club today or tonight with the Black Friday going on, maybe that would bring some people in, like people would be out shopping and doing stuff. I don't know. I feel like if anything, that probably wouldn't happen until later tonight. Whereas today for the day shift, I don't know, dare to dream, I guess. I'll try to keep my fingers crossed or not. I have no idea. I just wanted to come out and have a productive day and get a little bit of exercise, and like my favorite manager's here and he's going to be leaving next spring. So I just want to try to enjoy the shifts that he's here while I can. But it's like, damn, like how late am I actually going to have to be up in this bitch just to make $8 frickin' fucking dollars? You know, it's ridiculous. It really is. It's like, it's just so fucking ridiculous with that shit. It's like, my God, like what can I give to people instead? Like what can I sell like in my car on my, like what do I have in my locker in my car that I can just like pawn off to somebody to make $8 fucking lousy measly dollars? Like I never spend $8 on anything other than those liquid IVs that I got today, which was like a rare thing for me. I would like normally never do that. But anytime I go to spend more, like $8 or more on anything, I'm like, nope, that has to go to the club next time I work. It's just a terrible feeling. And then to know how difficult it is to even make a single fucking dollar here. But when I started my period this past Wednesday, it was back to being on the same exact calendar day. It was the same exact day of the month as last month when I got it. So I don't know. That's usually how it is for me. Like when my body's like in its normal rhythm, it'll be the same exact calendar day. And anytime it's not, I know that something's probably going on with me. Like I'm super stressed or under the weather or something, you know, I'm not doing something quite right, I guess, with stuff like my diet or my exercise. But normally, yeah, like that's usually a good sign. It's like on the exact same calendar day. And that's what it was this time. So I guess that's a good sign for something, maybe. I want to think so, maybe. Or anyway. Oh, and also recently I had mentioned in my last video that one of the DJs that I used to work with years ago that used to give me a really hard time with stuff, he had been here the other day. And normally when I see him at the club, it's very like sporadically and not very often, but I did actually see him again I saw him Tuesday night, and then I also saw him my last shift on Wednesday night too. And this time he was with a chick. So, oh, and then my dancer friend Taz, I guess she had heard that chick that he was with she had overheard her, or she was like talking to her in the bathroom about stuff. And apparently what this chick that he was with was telling my friend Taz, I don't want to say it on here because I just don't want to. It's not really appropriate, or I don't feel like it would be. But what she told my friend Taz and what my friend Taz told me about it, or what she said, was like, damn. It definitely spiced things up anyways, you know what I mean? It was definitely like interesting to hear, and I was like, damn, this is turning out to be a very entertaining night and a very entertaining week for me. But I don't know, it kind of freaked me out though, because on Tuesday night when he was here, it was like I kind of had a heads up because she had told me that he was here, or I saw him beforehand or something before I had to go on stage. And then when I did go on stage, he went outside to smoke, or he just left. So it wasn't like he was there when I was on stage, thank gosh. But this past Wednesday when he was here the following night, I'm pretty sure he had already been here for a while, somebody told me, before I realized he was here. So I think I was on stage when he was here, but I didn't know that he was here that time. So that just really freaks me out, because it just does. Like, I like to like be aware of that kind of thing, and like so I can like prepare and like just try to like be extra careful, and like it just makes me really anxious, you know. I just feel so awful lately, just awful. Just very not confident, and I mean, I'm never really confident, but just like extra awful. I normally feel pretty awful about myself, but lately, and with like winter approaching, I feel like extra awful. Like just beyond, like just so ashamed and so embarrassed of myself and the way that I look and the way that I feel. I literally feel like a big bag of shit walking around. Like, I just feel fucking awful. And, you know, I have such a like difficult, painful history with that person that when they're here, it triggers a lot of stuff for me and brings up a lot of bad feelings and bad memories. Some good ones too, but just a lot of like pain and turmoil mostly. So, and just a lot of bad feelings. So yeah, I don't know. But I still get a kick out of what my friend Taz was saying about what she had overheard. So there's 2 dancers here now. I think one of them actually did come from that car. Oh, there's another car. Maybe she came from that other car. Okay, and another dancer just pulled in. So there's now 3 other cars in the parking lot besides the manager's truck and besides mine. This is gonna be a day, I just know it. It's gonna be a time. Oh God. Oh, I just want to get a workout and get out of here. You know what I mean? Oh God. Jesus Christ. $9 for 6 packets of liquid IV. That's ridiculous. It's for sugar packets, really. It's sugar packets. It's flavored sugar, but let's be honest, but whatever. Hopefully I'll feel okay. I'm not even gonna have them today because I'm not gonna put them in my drinks or open the boxes until like later on when I'm back at my apartment, but whatever. I have 4 minutes before I have to sign in. So I guess I better wrap this up. Oh gosh, I wish I didn't have to go to the internet store today. I mean, I didn't have to, but it's good that I did, to get that taken care of before the 30 days was up. But I would have had more, I knew I was gonna have more time, or I would have had more time to do this video if I didn't try to squeeze that in today too. So annoying. And it should not have taken 20 minutes for them to do that. But I mean, 20 minutes was like honestly less time than I thought it was going to, because that kind of thing just always, you know what I mean? There's always so many people in there, and just everything just takes so long. It's such a process, and it's such a hassle. And it's like, God, whatever, at least I did it. I just wish I had more time to do this video now. But hopefully I'll be able to get out this Sunday. I didn't do last Sunday, so I usually try to do Sundays at work here at the club, so hopefully I can do it this Sunday. But I gotta wrap this up for now so I can go sign in. And wow, I look like shit and feel like shit right now. That's no different than normal, but like especially today. Holy crap, this is gonna be interesting. But I hope you guys are well out there. Happy belated Thanksgiving, I guess. Woohoo, yay holidays. And peace out for now. Bye for now, guys. Oh God.